Guys, thank you so much.
All right.
If you haven't heard, we have been organizing in every major key swing state. Within maybe 48 hours right after the election, we put people in Wisconsin, we put people in Michigan, we had state representatives in Las Vegas right in front of the Board of Elections. We had so many people out, and all in all, we had 30,200 people come out to their state capitals on that Saturday after the election to fight to stop the steal. To fight to stop the steal. This election is one of the most important elections that this country has ever faced in our lifetimes. If we don't fight the irregularities, if we don't fight against the fraud, if we don't fight against the 200,000 mail-in ballots dropping off at 3:45 a.m., all of them going to Biden, a mathematical impossibility. If we don't fight against that, we may never have a fair and honest election again.
Greetings, my fellow film lovers, sovereign thinkers.
So anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Alex right now. He's going to say a few words as well.
This is a live feed in progress.
Okay, it's working, right? Working, Mike? Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys doing all right? Alright. Well, I used to live an hour north in West Palm Beach. We almost had a great woman named Laura Loomer as our representative. Let's give her a round of applause. I know she's annoying to try to make it today. But, everybody wrote her off. But she got 40% of the vote in a district that never runs Republicans in the past, right? 40% of the vote. So Laura did a great job, and we're really proud of her, and we hope to see her soon. So, anyway, you're talking about this election. What a sham this whole thing's been, right? Joe Biden underperformed Hillary Clinton in every urban county in the country, and somehow he won. He didn't win. Nobody believes this. And so we're going to fight back. Ali, many groups across the country are forming and getting patriots to turn up and, rise up from every corner, every walk of life. And they're saying, hey, we don't believe the results of this election. We're not going to let Joe Biden and the Democrats steal this election. And we're seeing great patriots like Doug Mastriano in Pennsylvania saying, hey, there's something called the Constitution, right? And Joe Biden has been in office for a long time, 47 years. So the Constitution, thankfully, has been around longer, and they can't do anything to rip that up. Actually, if they take the Senate and somehow steal this election, maybe they'll rip up the Constitution. But we're not going to let that happen. Doug Mastriano is a patriot. We're going to get bodies up in Pennsylvania to defend these people. I know Ali and a lot of people are going on to Arizona on Monday where more hearings are going to take place. The state legislators are so important. There's a great state legislator here in Florida. And all across the board, we help align the state legislators. We gain, actually, in state legislative races across the country. And so we gained in the House. We did very well in the Senate, minus McSally. McSally's kind of a loser. She's lost us a couple seats now, but we're not going to get into that. But, we did very well across the board. But somehow the leader of our party did poorly. We don't believe it, right? He had a 96% approval rating with Republicans. Republicans did very well across the board. And there's situations in Wisconsin where the Wisconsin Congressional District got 46,000 more votes than the president. I don't think so. So there's a lot of irregularities. There's total fraud across the board. And thanks to groups like Stop the Steal and patriots like you, we're not going to let them get away with it. So keep fighting. Keep following these great people online. Ali's one of my favorite followers, not going to lie. But we're going to be out here, and every city, every state across the country is going to raise up and say, hey, we're not going to let you steal this election. So God bless you all. Let's keep fighting, and let's make sure Donald Trump gets 4 more years.
You know what's crazy is that Obama, I'll give him a little bit of credit here, even though we all don't like the guy. He had huge rallies, kind of like Trump, maybe to a little less of a scale. And now if they expect us to believe that Biden got more votes than any other president in history, more than Obama, do you guys believe that? No! Another thing to note, the media has continuously denied any evidence of voter fraud, even with affidavits, even with cases that are finally starting to come on our side, like in Pennsylvania. I don't know if you guys saw that. And all of these irregularities. Voting machines go down in pro-Trump districts in Georgia. 200,000 ballots get dropped off at 3:45 a.m. Even though they said at 10 p.m. we're stopping the count, we'll start back up at 7, they went all the way through the night. Water pipes mysteriously breaking when they're counting all these votes in these pro-Trump districts. Every irregularity that you could possibly think of happened. And it's not only voter suppression on the day of election, but it's such fraud so brazenly that I don't even think anyone in this country believes it, not even the Democrats. But the media is continuously saying that there is no evidence of fraud. Do you guys believe the media? No! Absolutely not. And you know what? We lost a decent media outlet, or so I thought, which is Fox News. They called Arizona early. Are you guys going to watch Fox anymore? I'm not.
I've been watching Fox for 20 years. What are you talking about?
So, Fox sucks! Fox sucks! Fox sucks!
Epoch Times. That's a good newspaper.
So, Ali Alexander, Scott Pressler, not sure if you guys know him, he's pretty amazing, an activist, an absolute killer for the Constitution. He called Ali Alexander in the inception of all Stop This Steal, and he said, Ali, I need you to put together a team. We need to do something about them stealing the election. And they were doing it so brazenly. There was 70 million pissed off Americans. Surprisingly, nothing was broken, no riots have taken place. It's a very largely peaceful protest, unlike the radical left where they have to board up the entire cities and neighborhoods and all that other kind of stuff. But then Ali starts calling all the influencers and calling all the conservative activists throughout the country. He says, I need bodies in the streets. I need them now. And that weekend, we had 30,000 people come out from all the state capitals. Cernovich and other people like that went to Arizona. Brandon Strzok went to Wisconsin, right? Went to Michigan. I took care of Las Vegas along with Courtney Holland and Megan Barth and other people, and we all did our part. We all organized tons and tons of patriots, and the fight's long from over. We put 3,000 people in Georgia, and then we went to the governor's mansion right in front and started chants of special session. So Ali does a lot behind the scenes, something that maybe people don't realize from his periscopes and other stuff like that. But this guy is on the phones every single day. He's calling legislators. He's calling the GOP chairman of each individual states. He's calling other people that I probably can't mention, so I won't, and a lot of other people. So I want to say, if we can, give a round to Ali Alexander. He's doing incredible work to bring not only us all together, but also to lobby the people and the decision makers. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Ali Alexander to say a few words. Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
There's the crowd out here in Lauderhill Mall in the parking lot right in front of the Supervisor of Elections office.
So it feels like home because 2 years ago, some of us were out here. Who was here 2 years ago marching with me for a week?
I was here.
All right, well, that's good.
I came late, but I was here.
So I like to say this, and it's kind of becoming a line, a corny line, but, you know, I'm not a speaker, I'm an organizer. My background is I've been for 14 years working for the Republican Party, 100 federal campaigns and PACs, and doing issue advocacy for corporations who want to push issues that I agree with. But in my heart, I'm an activist. I say, you know, if you're a consultant, you get paid. If you don't get paid, you're an activist. And right now, I'm happy to not get paid because I think that Stop the Steal is a stronger force than the Republican Party.
You got that right?
While we're on that, I better just poop all over her parade, but Ronna Romney McDaniel was just in Georgia. She was in Atlanta where she made a comment that we don't need to focus on Donald Trump, we can, quote, do it later. She got booed at her own press conference with Republican elected officials. We don't have time, we can't afford to wait till after. How do you wait till after January 5th, after the Georgia runoff, to save the election? What you guys need to know is that there are Republicans behind the scenes telling us to move on, to shut up, and to sit down. You won't have a career. You can't speak at CPAC. And to them, I say, go to hell. You either believe that we have a republic and that there should be fair elections, transparent counting, that our votes should matter, or what's the point in voting? See, me making this comment isn't actually hurting the turnout. Them making their stupid comments that we should still use the mini machines, that we should still use the absentee ballots with Stacey Abrams. They're going to lose the election, right? Yes. Right. So the fix is in, and we've got party from itself. So again, because I'm not a speaker, because I like to tell stories, I'm going to tell you guys a couple of stories. One, I got a lot of crap for coming to Florida because it's a non-contested state. But this movement has felt so spiritual. And if you watch my Periscopes, read my tweets, you know that since coronavirus, we've been focusing a lot on the spirit realm. And what was important for me was to come back to where it all started. If I'm the father of this movement, then Roger Stone is the godfather of this movement. He's the person. Roger Stone, right? Roger actually came up with the phrase "Stop the Steal" in 2016, wherein he felt that there were Republican delegates that were going to bail on Trump at the RNC convention. So that was an intra-party battle, is what we call it. And it was a pressure campaign. Well, in 2018, Jack Pasopik and me were watching these elections all across the country get stolen. In Orange County and all across California, we saw ballot harvesting. It was the first election that they had ballot harvesting, and the GOP was nowhere to be found. No one was getting paid to work the same rules as the Democrats were working. In Arizona, we watched discrepancies and fraud, and the state party wanted to challenge it, and its GOP governor said don't. And then in Georgia, we had Stacey Abrams versus Brian Kemp, where a judge said, you guys can keep voting after Election Day. It was insane. And then in Florida, I was watching the steal in North Palm Beach County and Broward County, where magic ballots were showing up right outside on the other side of this building. And I was watching them suck DeSantis and suck the agriculture commissioner and suck Rick Scott into a runoff. Why? So they could rig the recount. So they could rig the recount. And I got on my Periscope, and you guys know me, I'm a cursing Christian. I'm a sailor sometimes. And I said, why aren't you people out in the streets? Don't you care about your democracy? Don't you care about your republic? And
Remember, democracy is a bad word.
Stop the steal in Florida. And I said, go, brother, go. He said, I'm going to Poland. I said, all right, that's a good excuse. So I got my ass on a plane, and I was here within 36 hours with the team. We didn't know what we were going to do, but I knew that we would put bodies in the streets, and your co-patriots all came. A round of applause again for the Patriots. We started 2018. I don't even know how many days it was, if it was 7 days or 9 days. It was hot, okay? It was a lot hotter than this. And we were sweating every day. It was so bad, my hair started to break, to be honest. November 14th. Wow. So 2 years ago, in a handful of days, a week or two, we were here stopping the steal. And it was magic. They were still stealing the race, but it was by a less margin. It was and so we kept DeSantis out of the recount. And we couldn't save the agriculture commissioner. There was a fellow named John Cardillo. He called me. He does some radio show or had one, got fired, was on Newsmax, got fired, total loser. And he said, Ali, we appreciate what you're doing, but we don't like the agriculture commissioner. I'm just telling y'all what a phone call was. We got receipts. And this is, the reason I'm telling you stories is I'm done with the Republican Party. We're going to take them over starting in January and February, aren't we? I'm going to teach you all Robert's Rules of Order. I'm going to hire a full-time parliamentarian, and we're going to take over every... Don't cut off. We're going to take over every freaking state party in this country. All it takes is 50 people per county. Do you think we could do that? Yes! Oh, that's going to be easy. With God's help. So anyway, John Cardillo calls me, and I'm hearing like all this local politics, I'm going to cuss, bullshit. And I'm just like, I don't need that right now. They are stealing an election. This isn't about Republicans or conservatives. This is about God granting us Christian liberty. The idea that we can self-govern. The idea that our government, and it could be a socialist government, it could be monarchy, it could be a republic, owes us certain things or we depose them. And that's what I believe. And so I said, I'm going to fight for the agriculture commissioner. And I'm going to fight for Rick Scott. But guess what? I'm also going to fight Rick Scott. and I'm going to fight Pam Bondi. If there wasn't Stop the Steal, Pam Bondi never would have got in the Florida Bureau of Investigations. We did that. If there was no Stop the Steal, Rick Scott would have kept himself recused and then himself not intervene, but he had to because he's our governor, right?
Remember Sheriff Finch.
Stop the Steal isn't just about tackling Democrats. It's about making sure that our bureaucrats know that we're watching, and magically their behavior starts to correct itself. It's about letting the Republican Party know that we pay for your elections. We volunteer at your phone banks. We door knock for you. If you don't represent us, you'll represent no one.
Are they hearing you?
You're hearing me.
Yes.
Maybe I'll tell you a couple stories. So, I don't have time for the political games. I'm the best at them. We have to save the Republic. And I gotta tell you, if they somehow give Joe Biden a title that he has not earned, I'll never call him that.
Not my president.
And it will not happen, right?
January 6th.
Trump won! Trump won! Trump won! Trump won! Trump won!
Remember, folks, January 6th.
But if something should befall upon us, and they do some virtual inauguration for this Beijing Biden and this Hoochie Mama Kamala Harris,
Null and void.
and the dog since the demon. But for real, though. There is a Masonic closet over there.
Metaphoric indeed.
But if they do that, I gotta tell you, I've told them, I'm not gonna hand them back a country. We will stop this country with the truckers. We will stop cooperating in all kinds of ways. Civil disobedience. We will all engage in this. And everyone says, well, what's the point of Stop the Steal, Ali? Well, I hope it's fair elections. I hope it's good court decisions. If it's not that, then it's the American oligarchs deciding we need slaves, so we better appease these people and we'll come back for more in 50 years. But guess what? Our children and our grandchildren will have a playbook to win by, right? Yes. And that will be because you patriots stayed in the street. Do you guys know that the American right wing has never done consecutive day protests in American history? Stop the Steal is the first movement to ever have consecutive days protests. It's our brains. We're whacked up. We keep thinking that someone's here to save us. We like hierarchy and order. We're done with that. For now. And we're now at 4 weeks into Stop the Steal. And at noon, local time, at every state capital, patriots meet. Some capitals it's 50, some it's 5,000. And we're growing. Now we might have a little bit of a dip this week because of Thanksgiving, but we're tracking all of this information. We're running a really professional operation behind the scenes. We have 150 professional volunteers working on graphics, video, spreadsheets, surveys, press clippings, all of it. Huge round of applause for the people who don't get named. You can download those and pay for them. We are funded by the people. You guys know that I've only ever made one donation ask on my Twitter and I didn't even link it. One donation ask. And I know these billionaires and I know these millionaires and they're watching Stop the Steal and sometimes some of them will text me and good job, Ali. But you guys know we don't have one big donor. Not one person yet has written a $10,000 plus check. Not one. And I'm not guilt tripping them. If I got on the phone, we could probably raise $100,000 or $200,000. But I'm more obsessed with bodies in the streets. I'm bullying these state legislators. I was on the phone with 4 of them last night in Arizona. Total traitors. And I'll keep their confidence and I'll keep their name because that's how you negotiate. But they don't want to show up at Monday's hearing. So I said, I'm going to put 1,000 bodies there. And those are going to be the door knockers, and those are going to be the phone bankers. If you don't show up there, you're going on my primary list in 2022. So we're going to have us a little list. Where's Ted Cruz?
Yeah, where is Ted?
Where's Rand Paul?
Yeah, where are they?
Solicitor General. I've known Rand Paul. He's attended my events for a long time. You know, Matt Gaetz and I text. But people have decided that it is politically expedient to let the president and his legal team raise money, but pretend that judges aren't political. Judges are some of the most political people on the planet. And these judges, if you read about the civil rights movement, you'll understand why the decisions were so schizophrenic. They pretend that the Supreme Court started with the civil rights movement, so they teach us about all these decisions. What you guys need to understand, if you don't know already, and I'm sure a lot of y'all already know, is that that was a very unique time in American history. They were overturning themselves. Why? Because people were in the streets. The judges wanted to keep together America, and people were in the streets. So we have to remain in the streets. Can I get your commitment that you'll stay in the streets? Will you stay in the streets? Will you stop the steal? So, we're building out this infrastructure with no money, professional volunteers. People like Alex and Mike are on the leadership team in the talking back there. And let me see if I can rattle off the names. So we got Brandon Straka and the Walkaway team in Michigan. We have Rose Tennant, a very popular radio show host, and Scott Pressler in Pennsylvania. We have Tracy Beans, Zan Bunn, and Ryan Fournier in North Carolina, but we won that. We've got CJ Pearson and Chandler Crump and Representative Vernon Jones in Georgia. I told Vernon, I said, you're running for Secretary of State of Georgia in 2022. I'd rather break news at these rallies than talk to CNN or New York Times. CNN called me a wannabe Roger Stone? They called me a something. And then they had the nerve and the audacity to come to my rally in Atlanta, and I made sure that my security, his elbow met the camera. And in Wisconsin, we have Alexander Brushewitz and Ashley Sinclair. And by the way, when there was no money, okay? There was, Alex called me and said, I can pay for half of the influencers' flights. Still got to send him half the bill for the catering at DC. So, in Nevada, is it Nevada? We got Michael Kudroy, Courtney Holland, and Megan Barth. Megan was back there in 2009 when we created the Tea Party. She's round of applause for Nevada. The fun story about Nevada is it wasn't on our initial list. And Michael called me and said, Nevada's got to be on the list. I said, I don't need your 6 electoral votes. Stay back. He's like, you need them. I was like, no, we don't. And it turned out to be one of our favorite states, and it is the path to victory. In Arizona, we have someone who's become like a brother to me. You know, I don't know whether to call him Dr. Paul or Congressman. Congressman Gosar. That guy is a beast. And he's made his staff available. He's made himself available. And that's why we're flying in tomorrow to give him 1,000-foot soldiers. Maybe more. And, did I mention? Oh, and then in D.C. we have Ed Martin with the Eagle Forum. Anybody familiar with the Eagle Forum? Yeah. Phyllis Shapley? Yeah. They run the oldest conservative organization in the world. If there was no Phyllis, there was no Ronald Reagan. And to be honest, Phyllis, her last endorsement was of Donald Trump. And so here we are, a band of weirdos, and we don't have Fox News. We don't have the Wall Street Journal. We don't have National Review. We don't have Redstate.com. We don't have Townhall.com, Salem Communications. We got nothing. But we got We the People. And we turned out somewhere between 300 and 500,000 people in D.C. by word of mouth. give us what we want. Because those oligarchs, it's not a comfortable feeling like we're the USSR. But we have American oligarchs. They want us to buy Chinese plastic, their stupid products, subscriptions to child porn on Netflix, and big sugar. That's what they want. They need to fatten us up so that we're not concentrated on where our freedoms are. And this is a movement that's going to call them out. It's not un-American. When Donald Trump said to a news anchor, you know, well, blah, 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 he said, oh, what, you think we're so nice? You know, we participate in political kinds of things. But they've turned it in on us. The FBI has turned it in on us. The CIA has turned it in on us. China has turned it in on us. And they want us to remain silent. Those of us who are supposedly normie mainstream guys, they want us to just shut up about it.
Blow back.
Shut up about it.
Technically, talking about Operation Ajax 2.0.
We are in the age of Kanye West. We are in the age of Donald Trump. We are in the age of Elon Musk. We are in the age of Stop the Steal and all of you. Yes. This is an age of contrast. Could it be more obvious? I mean, we had a spy named Reality Winner. We have Donald Trump, whose last name is literally Trump. We have all those videos from Hunter Biden. Text messages and emails. I mean, this is such an age of contrast. They closed the churches and kept open the liquor stores. They yelled, science. How can you go see Nacho Libre? The part where they say, science! I believe in science! You gotta watch it. It's funny as comedy. But anyway, these people don't believe in science, they believe in scientism. They don't believe in atheism. These people are pantheistic. These people are a cult. These people are evil. So anyway, I think I should stop telling stories. I'm gonna get in trouble. But I just want you guys to know that this is a big team effort. We've got everyone from Tea Party Patriots to the Eagle Forum. We've got private companies like X Strategies and Yoko Social, to activists and popular people. We have Newt Gingrich, who has been at my side since the beginning of this, acting as kind of our resident historian.
I think he's repenting. Newt Gingrich.
The conversations me and Newt are having are going to get us in trouble. But we got General Flynn.
He did get railroaded, by the way.
We got Sidney Powell. Glenn Wood. Who says you need a damn title to change the world, right? So anyway, tonight Laura, Roger, and myself are going to get together, scheme out a plan. I'm going to be in the contested state, so it's unlikely that I'll be back here in Florida. But I want y'all to, a lot of y'all came to, who came to Georgia? Who came to D.C.? All right. A lot of Floridians, you know, everywhere I run into, oh, yeah, Broward County, and it's just great. So anyway, what I do want to do is a couple announcements is, we are going to be starting a prayer coalition. You'll find that at stopthesteal.us. Me and Ed Martin have been trying to kick that off for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We're just insanely busy. And I don't know where the energy is coming from. Well, it's coming from God. Because only the past 4 nights that I've been able to get 6 hours of sleep tonight. I was working on 3. And I've lost a little bit of weight, but it's worth it, right? If the Founding Fathers pledged their lives, their treasure, and their sacred honor, I think we have to do the same. And I want to thank everybody who's not shopping from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. We have to signal into the beast that we're not riding you anymore. What I do want to do is I do want to pray over this ground because, again, I mean, this is where my life was changed in 2018. It was a roller coaster I couldn't get out. After Stop the Steal, we launched Culture with 3 T's. Then there was a giant hit piece on me in Huffington Post that called me an anti-Semite. And, by the way, I'm Semitic. I'm a Semite, a descendant of Shem. Yep. And Then a Twitter manager permanently banned me, and I had to reach out to somebody at Twitter to get myself permanently unbanned. And then Parkland happened. No, not Parkland. Then Covington happened. And my firm helped with 60 of those families in a pro bono way, and that changed my life. And then the Ilhan Omar investigation happened, and we filed the first, me and Laura and Jacob filed the first federal report vouching that the journalism was true, that she did marry her brother. We can verify it.
Infidel
So,
Omar.
it was a wild ride. So here 2 years later, I'm a little nostalgic because I think this is where God changed my life, and it was with all of you. And so I would love to gather in a circle. We don't have to hold hands in the age of COVID, but maybe we can. And let's just get in a circle. And I'm going to ask my friend here to lead us in prayer. And, we're not going anywhere for a minute. Here's one more thing. Is in the 50, I don't have control. This isn't my movement. This is our movement, right? Yes. And this isn't a Trump movement, but it is inspired by Trump. It is pro-Trump. And what I want everybody to know is I've used any of my influence to tell the state organizers we're organized, even though we're in all 50 states. Delaware's a little sketchy, but so let's say we're in 49 to 50 states. We only have coordinators in about 37 of those states. And what's a coordinator? Someone who just shows up and is loud. We're giving them instructions, and we're trying to get on the same page, but we're keeping this pretty organic. But I've given one instruction. I got to say this in every speech because I want everyone to hear it from me. I don't want these rallies renamed to this or that or this or that. This is Stop the Steal.
Yes.
I don't want lawn chairs at our rallies to kill it like it killed the Tea Party. No lawn chairs. Bring your cane. I don't want staging, and I don't want permits. We have the First Amendment. And if we don't just say we want some of our rights back, then it's all gone. And we're dead. I mean, we're literally dead. We're looking at gulags. Okay? If Biden gets elected, there are Chinese Muslims that are dead. There are, what's left of the Syrian Christians are dead. There are political assassinations in Kazakhstan and China and Ukraine to get back their exposure of Hunter Biden. You guys are saving people in the world by showing up with just your body and your time. And so anyway, I appreciate y'all. I love you. She'll open us up in prayer, and I'll close us in prayer, and we'll hang out a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hats off.
Dear God Almighty, we just praise you. We are so thankful that we are part of this movement. We know that Stop the Steal started here on this ground in Florida. And we know that there are no coincidences for you, oh God. And we know that your favor is on Stop the Steal movement. Your vision is with this movement, with Ali and with all the other influencers and all the people that are voicing the passionate cry to you to give fairness and justice for these elections. The 72 or the 80 million people, we don't know exactly how many, oh God. And we just ask you right now, we need more bodies. We need you, God, to ignite the fire in our hearts, to defend our most dear values, to defend our families, to defend your name, oh God. And that anything that is not you and that is not with your spirit, anything that any other God that is a lesser God, any lie, any injustice, anything that is dark and is not light and fire like you, oh God, it's taken away. And we need your favor, and we need your abundance, and we need also, God, funds. So open the generosity of all the people that we will touch in the next days or in the next weeks. So there's enough funds and enough passion and enough physical movement for this, for Stop the Steal. And we dedicate this to you, oh God. Amen.
Amen. Let me finish this off. Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we recognize that Christ is King and you are sovereign. We know that you require our acts of faith, and so we walk boldly and blindly, and we know that you are going ahead of us. There are signs in the weather, signs in the getting our message out through the deplatforming. Father, we thank you. We thank you for the crowds. We thank you for the resolve. We know that Trump would have conceded when his legal team turned over if bodies weren't in the streets. We know that we are playing a large role in all of this, but we know you're playing the largest. Lord, protect us from the Great Reset. and these global oligarchs that seek to make us slaves and batteries. Stiffen our spines, harden our resolve, that we don't cave into comfort when they turn off electricity, when they deprive us of commerce, when they tell us we have to exit our homes and sit down and shut up. Lord, let us be like the pioneers, the patriots, the founding fathers. Let us pledge to be self-governing in victory or in death. Lord, we repent of our sins, from slavery to abortion, from commercialism to consumerism, from being apathetic to tolerating incrementalism with the system. We are turning from our ways. This is a political war, an info war, a spiritual war, and we dedicate this and consecrate this to your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to say anything?
Does anybody sing? We can sing amazing.
Yeah, bring your spiritual weapons.
Anybody?
Full armor of God. Rosaries, Bibles.
Can you sing? Come here. And praise precedes victory. And one of the. So, but what song does he know? What do you want to sing? Just make a God song.
We should be disenfranchising CNN, all this media, anyone who's clamping our mouths shut and won't speak the truth. They're the enemy. Period. You know, this is the new American Revolution. I'm sorry. Okay, we lose this and forget about, goose stepping. All right? We won't have a country anymore.
Right.
And they won't, if Trump says, these people say, Trump's going to run again in 2024.
Against Dominion
Oh, you want to give Biden and Kamala Harris, who's okay with killing babies when they're born?
No.
You want to give her 4 years in power because he's out. That man, he can't even fog a mirror. Come on, right? So if we don't do this now,
Right.
we're going to be in the streets. Where's the guy with the Uzis and everything? Yeah, we're going to be in the streets. Okay?
Yes.
Because these people are serious. They have no God. You don't kill a baby in his mother's womb at 9 months old. But I'm a social justice warrior. You're a killer. You're satanic. Come on. All right? So this has to win. We must win.
I want to know what the establishment, what are they thinking?
I'm going to say something.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
Oh, so much out of heckle. That's okay. No malice, but some love.
Stop the steal!
Have a nice day. God bless you.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
There you go. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye!
God bless you. Have a nice day.
We love you. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
You have to expect it.
Yeah, but
Remember, you don't get mad, folks. Get inspired.
We don't even have to comment on this thing. That's what
That's right.
I want to say something about Georgia real quick. And Ali and I have, we actually have the same opinion. We want to win Georgia, right? And I said the GOP can't dismiss the rightful concerns of the people of America and Georgia. What happened in Georgia was a disgrace. They did steal it from the president, okay? But we still need bodies to turn out to vote, okay? We need people to show up and vote. And I want to say, with Kelly Loeffler is a wonderful person. She gets a bad rap because they say she's rich and she's part of the establishment. She has a 100% voting record with President Trump. Not 95, not 90, 100% voting record with the president. And on November 4th, she met with Donald Trump Jr., she met with the president, she called the president, she said, what can we do to help? And she sent a significant amount of money to the president's recount efforts to help. And so I give Kelly a lot of credit.
Okay.
I don't know David as well as I know Kelly, but I know that David, we also need to win David, because if we lose the Senate and President Trump, we're fighting for legal battles and we win. If we lose the Senate, what are they going to do? They're going to impeach President Trump on day one because Ben Sass and Mitt Romney and the Rhino Republicans, they're not going to vote with Republicans on an impeachment, okay? So we have to save the Senate. Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are good people, but we should be very concerned about the Dominion stuff. And so they were quick to call for the resignation of Raffensperger. Raffensperger probably is going to end up in jail. He's probably in on what's going on, to be honest. But if he's not in jail, if he's not arrested, Vernon Jones will primary him. But we need as many people to show up in Georgia. If you have friends in Georgia, family in Georgia, get there. These guys are going there. They're going to be doing rallies on Sunday after the president visits on Saturday. But we got to hold the line. We got to save the Senate. Now is not the time to punish the establishment. Okay, that's what Primary 22 is all about. And I know Ali's going to be out there. And we're all going to be out there primarying the people that act like they're on our side. Okay, but a lot of them aren't.
But we still need to put a lot of pressure on them.
We do,
so
right now.
They keep showing the support of
Right.
President
With
Trump.
Ronna McDaniel, what Ronna did today was she said we have to focus on January 5 instead of the fight. No, you can focus on both.
Yeah.
Focus on both.
Yeah, why can't we do two?
Maybe it was maybe she misspoke, but
They got a staffer that just watches my show.
yeah, but maybe she misspoke. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that for now. But we can focus on both. Okay, it's equally. I love the president. We're going to fight for the president. We're out here fighting. I'm also going to Georgia on Monday. I'm going to be down there all week. I'll be down there at least 3-4 days a week for the next 5-6 weeks. We're going to hold the line in Georgia. We're going to help the president. You can fight for both, and I know Stop the Steal is fighting for both. So we're going to raise awareness about Dominion. We're going to put pressure on Raffensperger, and his political career is over. Quite frankly, hopefully he resigns and does the right thing. But Vernon Jones or whoever we're going to run against him in 22, they're going to win, and Raffensperger is going to live a pathetic
And what
life.
about Kemp? Where is he?
No, Kemp's done. Okay, Kemp's going to get primaried.
When are these people going to prison?
Well, that's a great question.
When are they going to prison?
That would be
Our people are
novel.
the people making the decisions.
So right now, what is Kemp doing at all, if
I
anything?
don't think he's doing anything. I don't think he's doing anything.
Well, what's the punishment for treason?
We're not doing that here. They're doing the opposite.
Baby steps.
Thomas Aquinas said that prudence is a virtue. That's not prudent. Okay? All right. So we're going to be, this is a movement that is peaceful. This is a movement that is prudent. We will continue to escalate. As you can see, my friend Alexander here is trying to channel good energy that way. Call us a racist movement, and look at this. Somebody would say I ain't black. His rally's full of white Democrat reporters.
Plantation with that SHIT.
So anyway, just to clarify, because there's been some controversy in the press, my friend Lynn Wood said that Republicans should withhold their vote in the January 5th runoff. And I don't know what the conditional statement was, but I'm sure it was a conditional statement. And I made the statement that Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue need to put out a press release for a special session. That's all I want. I want a piece of paper that just says
But it's not done yet.
it's not done yet. And I find that odd. I find that very odd.
Right.
A political guy trying to save the Republican Party from themselves so that y'all don't tear them up. Okay? Now all I want is a press release. I'm going to get my press release, or who knows what might happen.
Exactly.
And
Don't they know one hand washes the other?
they need to. And so what I want to say though is I don't
But that's why
support.
pressure is important.
Right.
I mean, if they
You gotta
already
leverage
know
up.
that everybody's going to vote for them, why would they even put a press release out? That's my question.
They're calling for the resignation. I know they're doing a lot behind the scenes. They don't want to tip their hand to the Democrats. There's a lot of nasty Democrats that are looking to cheat in Georgia.
Of course.
And so they're not trying to publicize everything that they're doing, but I know that they're working hard. And the president would not be flying down there on Saturday
All right.
if he didn't feel like
Do you feel Saturday the 5th is too late, or you feel it's okay time? Like, I'm hearing like different, like it should have been today, losing daylight.
Well, I think the president's a smart guy. He's very good at these rallies. He knows what he's doing. He's watching the movement.
So he's not just listening to people saying, we'll do it next week. Like, that's all I want to know. Like, what do you think? You think that that strategy?
I think Saturday's a good day. I think
Okay.
we got a lot of people. And there's
It's not
also
too close.
organic movements. I mean, they're going to be there.
Okay.
They're going to be on the ground. A lot of people are on the ground, and there's some different tours going up. A lot of money's being spent in Georgia. Hopefully it's not stolen. All stolen, right? We have hundreds of billions of dollars, surrogates from all over the country, all different types. Establishment, Make America Great Again. Everybody's coming to Georgia. And so the president's going to come down Saturday. I bet he gets tens of thousands of people, right? And it's going to be something that will go down in history as maybe one of the best rallies of all time.
You know where it is?
He hasn't details haven't been disclosed yet, but it's going to be big.
It's going to be at one of the airports.
Yeah.
And I think too
You want
that
to do it at a stadium, but he couldn't.
I think the legislators in Georgia are seeing what's happening in Pennsylvania, and I think what needs to be done in Pennsylvania is going to be done before that rally happens. And it will just then further, add emphasis to the Georgia State legislature.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we're not rowing in the best direction, but we are rowing in the right direction. You know, we met with the state party privately, and I've known David Schaefer for 11 years. And but I told him your ass is going to be out in May if you don't give us half what we want. And I'm going to continue that. I mean, people don't pay me, so they're not even buying my silence. They're not even doing the courtesy of buying my silence.
I wanted to say something regarding donations because I heard that I saw that you got some heat for asking for donations, and they were, which is absolutely normal to need some funds to do all this, you know. So I don't think you should feel ashamed. I know you don't, but maybe you should. Maybe the team, I don't know exactly how, should ask a little bit more, and then I know that I will commit to reaching out to people and see if we can contribute more. I have contributed, but I know you need more. We need more people.
I want to contribute to the right people, because I think it's
We
some of
need
these
a
people.
website, and I think it's going to help that now you have it separate, that now it's a Stop the Steal,
Yeah.
because
That you-
before it was we donated to you, and I've been following you for a
Yeah.
long time, so I completely trust you, and I
Yeah.
know where you are,
Yeah.
but I'm sure a lot of people that just heard from you,
Yeah.
they might feel, because you don't know, like now with the...
Yeah, we're getting punished
Yeah.
for not having some shady nonprofit.
Right,
Or
exactly,
you don't
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
These funds you can't
Right.
see. Like we
It's
weren't
too
waiting in the
transparent.
wings for a money grab, so we're getting punished for that. And
But I would ask for more, like if that's what you need besides bodies on the street,
yeah,
I
we're
would
trying to get
definitely
comfortable
ask
with that.
for, yeah.
It's a weird.
I know, it's like a weird, I know exactly what
That's
you're saying.
dumb. But anyway, I do want to say this. I'm trying to figure out how Miami, everybody is too far for Tallahassee to have a central location in South Florida and meet every Saturday. So we are working on federating this movement. And look, everybody can do whatever they want. We're just the guys at the website that say this has our blessing or this has our blessing, or we talk to this person and we know they're not going to make comments about certain things. And that's what we're looking for. Anybody? So, but what I want to let you know is that this is not in absence. It's like I do 150 to 200 calls a day, and I'm talking to powers that be, and sometimes we disagree and sometimes we agree. And I've got a pouty mouth with them and the public, so everybody just accepts that's part of my personality. And I'm only out in the streets because I'm trying to get media. And so they ignore the people of Lansing, so I come, then there's 8 outlets there. They ignore the people of Chicago, I come, there's 4 outlets there. So me, I'd rather be in my command center, helping these guys, getting them what they need, addressing security concerns, flights, hotels, calling activists that they don't know at FreedomWorks or AFP or whatever have you. And that's what I'd rather be doing. I'm only here because I have to be. Well, here to pray, but in the other states I'm there because the media will follow me. They think I'm a caricature that they can ruin the movement with. But guess what? If they killed me, there's still Alexander. There's still Mike. And we have a beautiful leadership team. And then we have the 37 state coordinators, 40 state coordinators. You're not going to be able to kill Stop the Steal. This will be bigger than the Tea Party. We'll eventually be 10 million strong by February. I believe that. So anyway, let's take a group photo. So I'm going to stand right here so we can get that. Let's take a group photo, and then anybody who wants individual photos will take some, and then we got a group. Come on in the back.
All right, so everyone's doing a group photo, and the whole idea is the principle of.
Hey, is anybody here doing the Jericho marches? I want to let you know we love them.
What about DC on the 12th?
I'm not doing that, but if that changes, we'll tweet it out. That's a scam group that's throwing it. They're not the ones organizing. Yeah, you can go there.
So they're taking group photos.
Gavin and Rick are my slides. So anyway, December 12th is being ran by a scam group called Women for America First. They're grifting donations. They have nothing to do with stuff.
So many groups.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they actually stole one of my big guns.
I know.
All right, guys, you all ready? Oh, position. All right, guys. We're finishing most of y'all. On three, right here at this camera. 1, 2, 3. Stop the steal. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Let me get a video while we're at it. Yes. Ready?
Video shoot, a quick one.
Thank you. So we'll tweet that out for you.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. So everyone had it was a nice little gathering, telling people what's going on. And the truth of the matter is, it's mainly not a partisan issue, but a constitutional principle, and that's what's essential. Because they had history of election fraud for a long period of time. Even happened during the Lincoln administration, and even during the Reconstruction of the 1870s. It doesn't matter if you support Trump or not. He has a right to challenge it. If you don't let him do that, the person you support may be deprived. So always got to look at those areas. And Thomas Paine has warned us about even supporting your enemies on protecting their liberties. So that is essential. But it's been, people. It was a nice little gathering, and of course you had one heckler, and you got 50-star security taking photos of all of us, but that's okay. It's always very inspiring. But the fact is, it was pretty cool, and I would recommend everyone to donate some time. StopTheSteal.us, because if you don't have fair, honest elections, we'll become an Orwellian society. Is getting really close, because right now I can tell you this: the New World Order wants this republic totally extinct. Then it becomes a huge ripple effect. Can it be tribulation? It is possible. Kali Yuga and all that. But but I gotta say, it was a nice little gathering, and unfortunately Miss Loomer couldn't show. But Ollie did a good job. I never met this person before, so I'm just not going to be doing any quick interviews. But I'd like to thank everyone for listening. But feel free to download and share us throughout your social media network. If you got any questions, comments, if you send something interesting you want to check out, wherever you do, please send your correspondence to Decorum. Furthermore, I will leave the website for donating, StopTheSteal.us, if you want to do some donations. And if you want to contact me, you can hit me at LokiLuck3, number 3 at gmail.com, or LokiLuckNumbers03 at protonmail.com. And if you want to throw me some love, you can hit me at paypal.me/LokiLuck number 3. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.